problem setup for Newton's second law. And that implies drawing a free body diagram and writing out N2L equations. That's what we really want to focus on right now. And so what I want to do here is that I want to go in and I want to look at what do you have available to you. And one of the things that I've done here is that if you go into chapter 5 and you go under the lecture, okay, let me blow this up a little bit so it's easier to see. So let me go in and share my screen with you. If you look at under lecture 5, note that in green it says problem solving strategies for applying Newton's second law. This is what we want to focus on right here. Okay. And when you look at this thing here, what you're going to find is that that's what I'm going to go over right now. So you have access to it, and this is what you read right here. And let me make this just a tiny bit smaller. And here we go. I just want to make sure that I'm sharing my screen with you. I think I am, and it looks like I am. Okay, so let's go look at this thing. What do I see here? So the problem solving strategies, what we want to do is that our first step that we want to always pay attention to is we want to find out what the motion of this object is. By knowing what the motion of that object, we know whether to have the net force equal to 0 or the net force not equal to 0. And sometimes it's really hard to tell that. It really, really is. So we want to be really careful with that, about that here. So that's what that's step 1. And then the next thing, when we get to step 1 here, our whole goal is to draw an accurate free body diagram. And that means we're going to isolate an object to the center of mass point. We're going to identify all the forces, and then we choose a coordinate system. And then here, the second thing here is that step 2, we want to break all forces into components. So in this case, I'm not going to focus on cosine of theta or sine of theta. I'm only going to look at forces in the x direction and forces in the y direction. In the next chapter, believe me, we'll have plenty of time to do that. I really want to focus on doing this right here. And then we want to go in and apply step 3, where now what we're really trying to do is we want to write down the equations without solving them. And so what I really want to focus on is that my goal is to conceptualize N2L, not solve problems right away. And let me tell you, without any doubt, step 1 is the most important thing. If you don't draw me a free body diagram on quizzes and exams, I immediately will take off probably half the points, even if you got it right. Everything relies on that free body diagram. It's so important that if you don't get that free body diagram right, you're really screwed. So you got to really pay attention to that. And so we want to go in and we want to practice this, okay? I want to practice this with you.